Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. I'm trying to get through this part quickly because in my lap, I do have another hamster. But this is not one of the 3 hamsters I've had. This is a new hamster. When my housemates got home yesterday, they had to go out. But when they came back, they offered me some oil dabs, which was nice of them. And then they surprised me with this little girl. So I've got, oh, she's jumpy whenever she hears my voice. She's a real little cutie. She is an absolute sweetheart. And I have to make sure I bring her down so that the others can play with her. But she is a sweetheart, absolutely a sweetheart. Whoopsie, don't go nibbling too hard there, little one. But she's very well behaved, likes to climb, and so she's a sweetheart. I'm going to put her back in her cage now so that she can rest, but just as I'm trying to get her used to being held, and she's liking it. She's good. You just don't want to touch their whiskers or their ears because of their sensory apparatus. That freaks them out, but that's okay. So I'm going to put her back. My little one. We'll get your feet underneath you. There we are. And then down. Yay! I am so easily pleased by small free creatures. So now I have 4 hamsters. This unnamed one, so if you'd like to name the hamster, if you could help drop some names down in the comments, that would be awesome. But there's the unnamed hamster, and Cream/Saber, Cookie/Dr. Snurf, Figmo/Janus. So now I have 4 hamsters. Yay! I went from just a couple of really sick hamsters to now I've got a bunch. I don't need any more. 4 hamsters is a lot. I mean, I had 28 at one time. That was too many, but that was also one of the things that was helping to keep me alive. It was getting me out of my head. Something I mention a lot. Into the world and caring about other things, caring about other living creatures. I couldn't care about anything else with the way everything was going on in my life after the death of my wife and the loss of my house and the loss of stuff. And so I was just collapsing inward still. But I needed something. My channel was helping, but I needed hamsters to take care of too. And so I had 28 of them. Every 2 hours I would get up, and because I didn't have enough water bottles, every 2 hours I would get up and swap the hamsters from cage to cage so that they could all drink. So every 2 hours I got up and moved the hamsters to a different cage so that they could drink, and they had food and stuff to play with, and it worked out. They were as happy and healthy as they could be, and they were all well-behaved, awesome hamsters. But now I have a sane number of cages and hamsters. Thanks to people like Potatotron, greatly appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up. He or she, I can't remember now, but Potatotron went and bought a whole bunch of plastic bins that you store stuff in. And as it turns out, if you get them properly sized, they have the perfect amount of space for a hamster. They need like 430 square inches, and so like 110 quarts of, fairly low and wide storage is perfect amount of square inchage, whatever the word is for it. It's got enough volume so that they're not cramped. I used to have the tiny little cages because I didn't do too much research, and I was depressed, and I was going on memory of stuff that I'd done back in the 80s. And so I had a bunch of the cages that you buy at Walmart. And yeah, they're way too small. They're only about a quarter of the size that they should be. So giving them platforms and other levels to walk on helps, but they really need like 430 square inches of space to run around on. And those tiny little things, they're ridiculously small. I mean, when I go to Walmart now and take a look at the cages, they have starter guinea pig cages. And even at places like PetSmart, starter guinea pig cages that are barely bigger than the guinea pig. It's like, oh my God, that's like torture. I mean, number one, the guinea pigs especially need to be with another guinea pig. So you need 2 of them. And even if you put them in a 10-gallon tank, which I've seen, I used to keep hamsters, a hamster in a 10-gallon tank. But I've seen people keep guinea pigs in a 10-gallon tank, and it doesn't even have space to turn around. So, yeah. But now I've got all of the cages that I have are the big plastic bins, and so they've got tons of space, and it's a very, very good thing. Definitely. Oh, there was some stuff that I wanted to talk about, but of course I can't remember. I woke up early to take a shower this morning. Actually, I was awake and hurting, but I didn't want to get up because it was like, I was warm. And so it was like 5:15, 5:20, and I was wide awake. But I just waited till my alarm went off to get up and out of bed. Then I took a shower, and I continued to use the what is annoying me now method for trimming my hair. I gotta leave this part alone here now. I've cut the tips of the wings off here so much that it's anymore, and it's gonna look like I've got a divot in my head, and that would be bad. So I've done some extra work, but it looks good for what I've got, and thumbs up. But I still do all sorts of little what is annoying me now stuff, like oop, every single day. I don't just ignore it for weeks and then get it cut. So thumbs up for that. And again, I want to thank absolutely everybody. There was the great inactivity purge of subs from YouTube over the 13th and 14th, where they were going to get rid of inactive subs or spam subs, and I knew that it could be bad or it might be nothing. Some people barely lost anything, some people lost a lot. I lost 198 subscribers, which that's not bad at all. I was expecting to lose a lot. So thank you all, each and every one of you. I mean, I know I don't do much, especially in my vlogs, where it's just me rambling off the top of my head for 15-20 minutes about whatever I happen to think of. And thank you very, very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. I wish I could come up sometimes, just sometimes, I wish I could come up with a way to be more organized and such, but that'll happen semi-organically as I continue to wake up. And then when I'm fully awake, I'll die of old age, so thumbs up for that. Since 56 now, I am in the youth of my twilight years for another year, and then I will be in the middle ages of my twilight years, and 7 years after that I will enter the twilight of my twilight, and after that, if I'm not lucky, I'm, well, dead. So, thumbs up. It happens to all of us. And you just have to accept that sort of thing. I mean, it happens to all of us. I mean, death, if you take a look at, oh my gosh, this person cut down so young, they lost so many years of their life. It's, well, in a way, yeah, of course, on the strictly human level, of course. I mean, we live on an average of like anywhere from 65 to 80 years, no matter, depending on where you are around the globe. And so you look at it that way, it's like, oh, this person lost so much. But when you take a look at it again as in the grand time scale, even in 100 years, after 100 years pass by, I mean, even the best of us, the very, very best of us, is just going to be a footnote in a history book. So whether you die at 30 or you die at 70, yeah, on the small human scale of me and you and my friends and your friends and those that we're in intimate touch and contact with, yeah, it hurts. It's painful. But on the grand scale of things, well, there have been 77 billion people. It's somewhere around 77 to 177. I can't remember the number now. Like 177 billion people, they estimate, have been alive since we became people to right now. And right now, there's only 7 billion of us on the planet. And it was only 100 and some odd years ago that there were only 1 billion of us. So the bulk of everyone who's been alive isn't alive right now. And do we remember how many of them? 0.0000001% of them we remember? Again, on the individual human level, of course. I mean, the loss of one person, if you go back in time and snuff out one person 20 years earlier, that is going to make a ripple through time where it is entirely possible that life today would be completely unrecognizable. And this would all still be true. So, on the small individual level, thank you all so much. You all have a finite amount of time, and when we're gone, we're forgotten. So thank you so very, very much for spending however many minutes you watch, since I know not everybody watches all the way through. Thank you very, very much for spending your finite number of minutes with me. When you do, it is appreciated very, very much. I am greatly aware that every single day that I don't do something with my life, it is grains of sand for what used to be 2 heaping handfuls of the sands of life is now just maybe a quarter of that, a fifth of that left, and the sand is falling through my hands because you can't hang on to sand. The tighter you grasp it, the more it's just going to run through your fingers. So I'm aware that every day I don't do something, I'm lessening my chances of actually being remembered for the future. But even if I do, let's say, write a book and get a book published, because I've got novels in my head that I want to get out and get written, I mean, if I'm lucky, they'd stay in print 20 years after I'm gone, and then they're gone. I don't see a lot of the books I used to read as a youth ever offered in bookstores or even in libraries. I don't see books anymore by the editor Groff Conklin. Groff Conklin did a whole bunch of stuff back when I was young, and if it was not a person or if it was just a publishing house, it was, no, I remember it was like edited by Groff Conklin. Huge numbers of books. Huge numbers of books. Do you recognize the name? Probably not. Are you going to be able to find one of the edited by books? Maybe in an old bookstore. So, thank you for spending your hard-earned minutes with me. It is greatly appreciated. I don't have much time left going to therapy, but I'm on the path. I'm on the right path, with the exit of a deep dark forest behind me and the edge of it that direction. I may never leave this forest by the time I die of old age, but as long as I'm walking in that direction, with the middle of that dark deep forest behind me, but the edge in that direction, I'm walking that way, then hey, we're doing good. And actually, I talked about that with my therapist, where it's like, you with the bad parts of life, you're walking into a forest. And the further that you go, you're getting deeper into this harder to see, harder to find your way out forest. It takes time to walk your way back out. And he said, that's good. That's a good analogy. I like that quite a bit. My shack isn't far behind me, but I never used to leave the shack. And now I'm going that way. Yeah. And I love hamsters, and I play video games, and thank you all for watching. I've gotten a lot of very, very nice comments of late, at least on my main channel, of people, oh, and my apologies, I try not to do that, thanking me for actually continuing to do Let's Plays of video games. It's like I have said, I've got a split audience, which means that's why each of my individual things don't get a huge number of views. I have people that like to watch vlogging. They don't necessarily like to watch Let's Plays, don't necessarily like to watch reactions. Those people that like to watch reactions, not so much into vlogs, sometimes, but not always into watching Let's Plays. Those people that really like watching Let's Plays, not into vlogs, not really into reactions. So, a huge split audience, and you know what? Thank you, each and every one of you that watches. It is appreciated. I know I don't make it easy for people. I make much too much stuff, and I know that, but while my depression is getting better right now, when I slow down too much, the darkness starts to creep in, so I try to stay as busy as possible. But now, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. Now, I'm not going to read the comments right now. I'm going to read them later, and I'm going to thumbs up each one I do, answer as many as I can, but for right now, I can't just read them. I also, if I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're not really good at that sort of thing. And if I get lost, I am, even though I'm counting in American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, with my fibromyalgia, depression, I'm getting much, much better at remembering. But even though I'm 1,000% better, I'm only at 25% capacity of everyone else. So let me call up my Chrome. So let's just jump right into it. There we are. Aggressive Pizza, thank you very, very much. JP Raps, greatly appreciated. Dread Killer, thank you very, very much. And Lovecraftian, greatly appreciated. Wawa Blicky, that was an interesting name. Siski the Crab, greatly appreciated. Christian Penn, thumbs up and thank you. Kathy Kizkat, greatly appreciated. Tiger Hill, thumbs up and thank you. Whistler Wind, thumbs up. Low or Isle, not quite sure, but thank you very, very much. Orang Bobs, okie dokie, thank you. Tristan Link, greatly appreciated. CD Koala, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. Dreadnought 1, greatly appreciated. Chigawa Exol, thank you very, very much. FX8866, thumbs up and thank you. And Perfect Tragedy, thumbs up and thank you. Pandora NYC1, greatly appreciated. Mama Chell, greatly appreciated. Straight Busta, thumbs up and thank you. Mr. Porker, thumbs up. Bugaboo Ladybug, heck of a name, and thank you. Dingleberry, greatly appreciated. And Venx Musfire, I think that was 24 or 25, I can't remember, so I'm going to call it 24 or 25. But also, I wanted to say, there was on the April of 29th, Robbie Joe Downer had a birthday. If you wanted to have an announcement of such things, you have to remind me, because with my memory, I'm lucky if I remember my name. So I was reminded, and even though it's late, back in April, Robbie Joe Downer had a birthday. Thumbs up and thank you. Happy belated birthday. Greatly appreciated. If you can check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. I've got NearlySeniorCitizen.com. It's a blog. I haven't started working on it yet because I'm busy, though I don't do much. Odd that. I make videos and I go walkies and I sleep. And I am busy doing that. So, but what was I saying past that? Oh yes, though, if you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome and greatly appreciated. But if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes. I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. I would definitely understand if you're not into subscribing, but if you are, then I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the end of time. That was just a real quick throw together. Can you guess what kind of accent I was shooting for? Put it down in the comments to let me know if you could tell. I wouldn't be surprised if you had no ideas. Because while I can do a lot of accents and I can do them really quick and do them all on the fly, so that well, that one was not so good of a transition, but at the same time I can flip between a lot of the others and do them really quick. So if you'd like to let me know what you thought that accent was, then that would be a very good thing and I'd be looking into that. Thank you. Something like that. I sort of fell apart at the end there. My apologies. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. Hopefully I'm going to have a reaction video today. Hopefully a game video. Hopefully a game video for the game channel. Actually, I do have a game video for the day already. Part 3 of my Paths of the Exile Let's Play. That's the word I was looking for. So definitely a thumbs up on that. So, son of a gun. Well, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And good golly, Miss Molly. It's so close to making this 20 seconds.